Welcome to season 2, episode 2 of Pokemon GO Podcast. So I had to fire Emmett because I prefer Joe. So Joe R, welcome back to your job, sir.
The new and returning. It was like James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Well,
fired and brought back on.
Yeah, but we lost something in the meantime. Just by Emmett's sheer presence of being on the show last week, somehow the universe gave him copyrights to that song that was written for us, the shanty, and this one. Nope, not that one.
No.
This one. I can't play any more than that because now somehow Coverville has the rights to it. So it was a trade. It was a trade to get you back. We lost to Shanty. I'm sorry.
It sounds like I really, really need to listen to last week's episode. I haven't yet, to be honest. So
everybody got raises on the show last week, but you weren't here. So anyway, episode 302, rocking on as we do. And Joe, it's good to see that you're back from your quotey fingers headache.
My migraine.
Yeah. And then everybody, your last week's, I got a migraine. Really, I hate Emmett, but no, don't tell him that. I got a migraine. This week, he's like, you're lucky I'm even here. My wife has a birthday. I'm like, you know what? Your wife is not listening to one single episode of this show. So
she's listened to one like 6 years ago.
Well, that's one more than my wife. So, all right. You've got 2 weeks of experiences to cover, Joe. Go.
2 weeks. Yeah, for the times when the game was actually up and available. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on the show. But yeah, so the past couple of weeks have been pretty good. Let me catch this Shadow Bidoof, though. I know how unprofessional of me to be playing the game while we're doing this.
It's Bidoof.
Yeah,
who in this world that is intelligent? Wait, let me finish. That is intelligent and actually lovable. Cares about Bidoof.
I'm sitting here trying to rush it, and I just missed like 6 balls in a row.
Yeah, you filtered that out. And I love giving Junior Tamarine a hard time because I know unless his dad plays it for him, he's not going to listen. But you know what? I'd give you a hard time to your face, sir. So there you go.
And if you are on the Discord, you could talk to Junior Tambourine yourself if you want.
Yeah, he's super doof or something like that?
Yeah, super Bidoof or something like that, yeah. Or Junior Bidoof or
Big Doofus. I don't know.
This
kid. Now, for everybody who's listening to the show, it's like, Charles, you're going too far picking on a kid. You have not met this kid. This kid can hold his own. This kid can burn you with the best. So I'm taking the free shots while I get them. So when I see him in real life at Go Fest, it doesn't hurt nearly as much.
That Bidoof ran away from me.
Yeah. Well, unlike Tamarine Jr., who will run at you.
Yeah.
So, all right. Why are we on this Tamarine thing? What's been going on with you? Age to 14. Come on.
Oh yeah. You may have actually talked about this because I posted it in the experiences of the week. But I caught a wild Dragonite, and I put in the chat. I was like, catching a wild Dragonite will never not be amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
So that was awesome. I don't know why, and I'm really mad at myself, but for some reason I thought Community Day was 2 to 5. And so luckily I turned it on. I turned on my phone at around like with an hour left. And so I turned it on at like 1. I was like, "Oh shoot." So I did catch quite a few, and I evolved several. Actually, I evolved older ones. Ended up getting one shiny. But yeah, I also did a Mewtwo raid, which was fun. I would like to get in on more of those, but yeah, time is what it is. So, but yeah, no, it was good for the little bits that I could play, and to be honest, I didn't play near enough as I ought to have. So.
Yeah, somebody didn't reach out and touch Faith, so I had no idea it was going on.
That's true. Normally I text you and say, hey, Community Day is starting.
I think I've gotten a little too used to that because we talked about it on Thursday. Oh, it'll be this Saturday. Cool. And then Saturday I come to my studio. while it's going on and forget totally, because I'm sitting there working on a new game that I'm starting to cover on Marvel Snap, on FTH or from the helicarrier on twitch.tv. You can hear it starting after this show. So I was getting stuff set up for that and just played. And then it was 2 days later. You're like, oh man, I almost forgot. I'm like, oh yeah, I did. I did forget. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, but there was Zweilous all over the place if you played near Pokestops.
And it's like too much, wasn't it? Something like shiny checking was difficult.
Yeah, so a lot of people said if you're specifically shiny hunting, to avoid areas with lots of Pokestops, because Zweilous had either couldn't be shiny or had a severely decreased rate compared to Dino of being shiny. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. How about you?
I got a few invites. I just got a Starvia. Collecting that research. I just haven't really cared too much about the ongoing season of Go. Or no, it wasn't. Was it the season ago? Whatever we just completed, where you had to catch the starters. Yeah, that was your today stuff. I mean, by nature, I did a few of them, but I wasn't like really pushing it. And actually, for a record ever, I am down to only having 5 special researches open. That's it. Zarude is at 3 out of 5. Misunderstood Mischief is 11 out of 16. Silent Scheme. Yeah, I know these are older, but this is a record for me. Silent Schemes, 3 out of 6. And Akala Adventure, I can claim it and go to 3 out of 4. And then What Lies Beneath the Mask is 1 out of 4.
I only have one special research, and it's the Masterwork Research Apex that I'm still working on. I'll get there eventually. It's time gated though. I have to earn a heart with my buddy 30 days in a row.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So apparently I've caught a few things. Wimpods. I'm working on that Wimpod 400 counting.
Yeah.
What it was Wimpod? Did Wimpod get together in Magikarp and went, you know what we need in this game? Something else to drag for 5 years to get one more candy out of them. Get evolution.
Yeah.
Kurt says, "Oh, you guys haven't procrastinated nearly enough. I have so many researches open."
The season of Go, more like the season of research.
Season of no. But I'll tell you, Go Fest actually helped me close out a number of researches, because once I did what we're doing for Go Fest, I'm like, while I'm here, oh, look, I can evolve this one. I can trade that one. I can do there's a bunch of little steps that I was able to clear off because of Go Fest while we're out there being active. So it's I'm not used to seeing only 4 there. It is very, very weird to me. But I like it. I mean, it's almost like I really play this game. But yeah, I had Ball Pucks invited me to a few raids that I think I made to 1. I did a Mew 2 raid. Still no shinies there for me. Well, that's going to frustrate the crap out of me. I'll have to ask about that later, but we'll get back to that. Man, look at your completed list. That's a lot of check marks.
Yeah, I was just looking to see how big it was.
Nothing really special for my experiences in the last couple of weeks, although thank you everybody for continuing to invite me to raid. That's basically all I spend money on from this show, is to get coins in the game so I can get remote raid passes. Yeah. For myself. So I definitely do them when I can. And, my life goes up and down. Sometimes I'm like in every raid for a little while, and then it'll cycle back to where I'm super busy and won't see or I travel a lot and I won't see the invites in time to do it. So the question of the week, Joe, I want to ask you this because you haven't had a chance to respond.
It's true.
What are you most excited about to see in season 2 of Pokemon GO Podcast?
Your handsome face, of course.
Nobody, we never record without fail. Every time we connect on Discord for the show, I get, "Hey, handsome." And like I've tried to be funny. I've tried to do other. It's just like, nope. That's the greeting. That's Tony P. Henderson abandoned me. All I have is Joe left. So,
yeah, Tony P's got his beer donkey. He doesn't need you anymore.
I don't even know. I must not have listened to the episode yet. I don't even know what
Facebook post.
I missed it. Yeah, Tony's prolific.
It's a live donkey that's got beer.
All right. Well, I will tell you a couple of things. One, my experience of this week has been getting Discord going for DragonCon. Basically, I finished up my programming more or less. It's always more or less. It's never done, even when you're at the conference. Till that day ends, that day is not fully programmed. But we've gotten that going, so that was a lot of work this week. And Joe's got a lot of work to do on his end, coming in to make all those rooms. I think it's a few less panels than what we've traditionally done. I wasn't feeling it as much this year. But DragonCon is coming up. So,
and if any of our listeners go to DragonCon and want to kind of get on the inside with the digital media track, just hit us up on Twitter or send us an email or something, and I'll get you an invite link to that Discord. There's
open.
A ton of great creators in there, and they just bounce ideas off each other all the time. It's awesome.
You know what, really? And, before I forget, here's one experience of the week for me. Shout out to Brazil. We got 2 new patrons from Brazil that will actually call you out by name after the headlines. But big shout out to Brazil representing in Patreon this week. We love you very much. I was going to say, how do you say I love you in Brazil? Yes, I love you, because every other country also speaks English, dummies. So we're the slow ones, just so you know. We're the Team Rockets of the world, just so you know. How'd you let me get off on this tangent, Joe? See, it keeps me in line. That was what we're missing all along. But the questions on this. So yeah, we're talking about DragonCon. Definitely, if you want to get in that Discord, I'm with Joe. And if you want to come and see us live, we won't be doing a show, but Joe and I will be all over that track. And we try to make time for people to hang out. We'll go, play a little trade with you, play a little Pokemon, something. And as always, if you're anywhere that we are, we love to take pictures and selfies and stuff with you. So just come up and say hi.
If we remember.
I know a lot of times we get caught up in talking to somebody and forget to take a picture with them. But because we're not that slow to, you want our autograph? We're like, you listen, and we love to talk to you about the community. But we do also like to take pictures and post them.
Just be careful about loitering, because Charles has been known to put listeners to work.
Yeah, if you randomly show up on a Thursday when we're loading in the room, I will put you to work, because I don't realize you're just there waiting to say hello, Brant.
Brant didn't randomly show up. We told him that he could show up and we'd go raiding with him after we set up.
And then, see, no, history goes to the victor, Joe. We get to tell people what actually happened, not have facts get in the way. So, all right, what are you most excited about in season 2 of Pokemon GO Podcast? B, who never fails with the 1-letter name, says Pokemon. That's the number one answer.
Yep. There will be Pokemon.
Well, you don't know. You don't know, Joe. You missed out last week when we launched a new season. So I got to set all the ground rules. You don't know what's going to be in season 2. You better hang on for a good ride. It might just be Umbrella Academy. You don't know. All right. So Zach Man answer was to find what new costumes trigger Charles and what new phrases Joe comes up with for Charles to clip. To follow up Ryan's National Treasure reference, it was firm, it was adamant, it was resolved.
VO by Kurt put in a list of all of the different research tasks he's got left. It's a novel. He put a novel into chat with all his different research tasks he has open.
Kurt doesn't actually play any games ever. He just tells people he plays. And when he steps up, as I'm sure he's about to do, and go, but I do it on Twitch. Yeah, like you can't just upload videos to Twitch. I've been there. I know. So, all right.
Some of those are from like 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
So, Joe, if we could really develop, this is the question of the week. I want this for everybody. Okay. I'm going to ask you, and you can save it for next week. You can say something now, whatever you want to do. But my question of the week is this, and this is specific to the show, not so much the game. if we could develop a good live show to take to places like Dragon Con, what would that look like?
Ooh.
Right? Because here's what we have done at Dragon Con. We did our standard show where we had Tara Sands on and the professor, I forget his name, and it was great, right? But we did our show, but nobody knew who we were because they didn't listen to the podcast. So then
they saw Pokemon on the list and were like, okay.
They showed up, right. And it was all right. I don't know that we got many listeners, but that's the whole point of doing this show.
And you got to throw a shirt at a kid.
Oh, you know what? You got to let that go, man. Just like I let that shirt go right to his face. He deserved it. I don't want to hear it. but so then the next year we did a Pokemon Go tournament, right? Where you had the raids and we could do a raid tournament. The kid came back.
He did.
The way. So, and then after that, you guested on Ask the Pokédex Expert, which was very fun. And then after that, we just haven't really done anything at Dragon Con because for me, it's like, well, our community is online. Taking that time to do our show on the track is self-serving because I'm on it, right? And if it's not going to really serve our community or help grow our community or connect to a new one, I don't really want to self-serve just because I'm on a show. So that whole long explanation brings it right back to for the audience next week and for you tonight or next week, Joe, if we were to do a Pokemon Go based show that would be a live experience, what would that look like?
Well, and I've also, we could talk about, we'll talk about it more next week.
Sure.
Yeah. I've had some thoughts on it in the past as well. So yeah. All right. So that will be our discussion for next week.
And the comment that Kurt made there, or you made to Kurt. No, Kurt made it, and then you answer back. Yeah, that's always going to be too soon. Always. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break.
We're not. We haven't done Experiences of the Week in Discord yet. You can get into that Discord by going over to...
We canceled that last week when you were fired.
Oh.
God, man, see, if you just read the memos, if you'd show up for a meeting at least once in your freaking life, Ard, you know what? You deserve this. Take me to church. My brothers and sisters, we have an Easter/Christmas Pokemon Go player right here in our midst. He decides to show up and just do whatever he wants because this is his Poke Church. Let me just tell you, I will never admit I forgot something, but let's go to the experiences of the week. Take me to church.
All right, so coming in hot is Dooley Noted with 100% Charmeleon. Also with a shiny Mewtwo, pretty nice. I do like the shiny Mewtwo. I know I make fun of the greens a lot, but this is, I don't know, I like it.
I think I make fun of the greens more. I thought you kind of liked the greens.
Yeah, it depends on what shade of green it is, because if it's like that puke green that they like to do, I really don't care for that. This one's more of a lime green. Got himself some golden eggs, a shiny Execute. Tugus Rose was able to finish the different sets for the TCG crossover collection challenges as well. And
nice. That's the one, yeah.
Kittens and Knives, which I don't know. I don't know if we've actually mentioned this. So, ironically, he does use the name Kittens and Knives in a different place. I can't remember where he said that was, but he uses that handle in a different location. So you were just so in tune with Kittens and High Fives.
He said, I think when he was on the show, I know he said it to me. I can't remember if it was live on the show or not. It's like it kind of made him feel cool. Like that was a different take on it. I was like, "You're welcome."
Yeah, but he got himself a 100% Lickitung that he nicknamed Cherry Slurpee. And then the WF Professor, best experience of the week for me. Charles has still not opened my gift.
I opened it Thursday. That's all you can really ask for. Man, you're like a real professor with homework and crap. Come on, man.
Well, and I don't actually. You might have read some of these. I might be doubling up.
So. Yeah, I think you're doubling up a little bit. Not necessarily.
Not here. We're not, definitely. All right, so Duly Noted has named their... Well, that's pretty good IVs on their shiny... I'm blanking on Dino's fully evolved form.
Groomkopf.
Yeah, but nicknamed it, Groomkopf, which is apparently German for Greenheads. Dun, dun,
He's a
dun.
green-headed tank.
Shiftworks nabbed 2 shiny Dittos this past week. I do that blue. I really like that blue.
Yeah, it is. I agree. That's a nice blue.
That's a nice blue right there. The little silly putty. Duly noted with an 89% shiny Mewtwo, but he has previously he's gotten a 98% non-shiny Mewtwo that he's hoping to use for, or he's trying to decide which one to use for future Mega Evolutions, because in the future Mewtwo will have 2 different Mega Evolutions, Mewtwo Y and Mewtwo X. So there is that.
That'll be in season 3 of Pokemon GO Podcast.
And then we've got King of the Shinies nabbed, it looks like 14 shiny dinos. And Hydreigon, that's, I was blanking on the name there. It is right there. Evolved 3 of them, and he's got 2 of them specifically targeted for trades in the future. And then, okay. Got 3 shiny.
Was that
Mewtwo.
English? Henna Oi?
King of the Shinies Nolte got 3 shiny Mewtwo's, shiny Melton, Spinarak, 2 Dittos. 2 Meltan, a Wynot, a Numel, and a Seedot.
A partridge and a pear tree.
Yeah, and then 4 new Hundos, including 2 of those being Mewtwo. So good stuff there. And then, duly noted, got another 98%
Nice.
Mewtwo. So good stuff all around.
I'm not even sure I captured my last Mewtwo. So in the break, because I'm finishing up a battle right here. In the break, I will see what my last Mewtwo was that I did get and evaluate them. I do. When I get invited to raids and I catch something, I do try to evaluate it, just because stuff out of raids, it's just my own perception. I have zero facts to base this on, but it feels like when I raid and I catch something, there's a higher chance to be better. That's probably not true at all, but that's the way I think. So we're gonna hit this break right here, right, Sir Joseph? Do I have your permission, sir?
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right, we're gonna hit this break. We'll be back in just a minute.
Dun, dun,
yeah, you do. I won't ever, because I'm that way too. It's like if I don't listen to it in the week it was recorded, I usually don't go back and listen. So I'm not going to say you go back. My Ebbets, he didn't know the church thing was coming, and I hit him with the church thing, and he got into it. It was good. It was really fun, just to see what he would do with that.
Awesome.
So, but all right, I've got my music ready, and I'm not. Oh, let me look at this new
robot. It.
Well, then we'll wait for a second, shall we?
It'll clear up.
Yeah.
It got better.
I don't care about man. I just want to get to my Mewtwo and evaluate it. What do I got to catch a purple Starly? I don't care. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the music back coming in here. Hit the marker, and here we go.
I wanna be the very best. The very best. Forever was. That's them is my real test. Since failing is my call.
And I don't have a migraine. None of my West birthday. All right. That's not true. Joe will take care of a migraine. He won't take care of his wife. So, hey, we're back in. Thanks everybody for hanging out during that quick break there. So we got some headlines, and all right. So on Saturday, the game went down. What happened, Joe?
Yeah. So remember how you didn't play for Community Day?
Only because the game wasn't open for me. That's the only reason I didn't play on Community Day.
Yeah, that's why.
That's exactly it.
So this didn't actually, as far as I know, impact most players once it got to their time frame. But early on during Community Day, you could not connect to the game, or if you did, it took a ton of attempts. So I was actually up super late. I can't even remember why. No, I do remember why. I was working. I had to do verification in the middle of the night for stuff at work. Anyway, So I tried to connect to the game to play some, see if there was anything around me and whatnot, and it wouldn't let me in. It told me I needed to log in. I kept trying to log in, so I ended up logging out and then trying to log. And I did finally get in, but it wasn't. Everything was running super, super, super slow, and so I was like, okay, well, let's shut it all down, go back in, try it again, and then I couldn't get in again. And so I did a quick search on Reddit, and on Reddit you can sort by new to see the new posts. And whenever there's technical issues in a game that I'm playing, that's always what I do is I sort by new to see if other people have posted.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because if no one's posting, then I just assume it's something wrong on my end. But no, there were half a dozen or more posts of people, oh, the game's down for me here, the game's down for me here, and it seemed like a worldwide issue that people just couldn't get into the game. And it was the start of Community Day for a lot of time zones. And so, yeah, Niantic really botched it up yet again. So, but I mean, sadly, that's not unheard of for the first couple of time zones, them having issues with events. It's been happening for years, and Niantic's kind of just rolling with it forever and ever. So, but yeah, so I feel bad for the people in those first couple of time zones like New Zealand and Japan and stuff, but.
Do you think they did anything, or do you know if they did anything to say, hey, we're sorry for this?
Sometimes they'll do some stuff, but I haven't heard anything yet regarding them doing anything for the hiccups. But a lot of times they'll give those first couple of time zones makeup events. So
that, honestly, you know what? That can be a question of the week at some point. Maybe we should make a note of that. I'd like to know what a live show would look like to people. But if you don't want to answer the question about the live show because it's too self-serving, sure, maybe you don't want to answer. I don't care. If you want to answer this one, what apology would be sufficient for a game, to any game developer, but in this case specifically Niantic, to say I'm sorry? Because I don't think another event is good enough. It really is. It's like, hey, you didn't get to really play on that day, so weeks, if not months later, we're going to make you play on another day if you can, and that's just good enough. I don't think so. I think personally that it should be, hey, this is what one of my other games says all the time. I didn't even know there was an issue. I was not in that group that was affected, but I get hey, sorry for the issues. Here's some in-game stuff that will help you out, be better. You might have missed. We just had this happen. We do what's called raids, different than you do in Pokemon Go, and it's like, hey, you may have missed out on some of these resources. Here you go. And to me, that is good enough. It's like, oh, I don't have to I don't have to go back and do the work again. I don't have to relive the disappointment. I go, oh, it did mess with me, but then you gave me some stuff to say you're sorry. What do you think, Joe? Is the makeup event good enough?
No, it isn't. And you know what? I just had a thought, and it's kind of not quite the same thing with what you're asking, but I'm going to say it anyway, of how they could improve community days in general. Because a lot of this is community days. It's not just community days. It's other events too. But community days have such a small window now with the 3 hours. What I would love to see them do for community days is actually make them community days instead of, a couple of
12 hours or 24 hours?
24. And
okay.
what I would love to see, the way that they could, because the whole reason that they put it down to 3, at least the reason that they're publicly stating, is they want people to see other people playing and to interact with people during those 3 hours. What I think would be awesome is they kept in those 3 hours as the bonus round. So all of the different bonuses that they do for Community Day, like sometimes they have the double catch experience, or they have, the different things that they put on there, have that during that 3 hour window, and maybe even scale up the rates during that window. And maybe they've been talking, they've done it a couple of different times where they've had the middle evolution pop up. What if it only pops up during that 3-hour window as well? But the community day Pokemon is available all day.
So you still might get shinies. You still can get enough to evolve a bunch of different versions.
Yep.
Those kind of things. I gotcha.
But then that specific window, it's super ramped up. You know?
And then that gives them still, sorry to cut you off, but I'm excited about your idea. That still gives them a window to say, I'm sorry, in the same day. So, say it starts in Australia and they're having issues because that's where it starts. And in the window, they didn't quite get it fixed. But if they do a whole 24 hours, they say, hey, because this is a matter of coding and a switch, right? It's like, hey, we had some tech issues. We fixed it. Now your window will be redone again from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. local time, and then 8 a.m. to noon tomorrow or whatever, for the last 3 hours of the game, whatever it is, And so, man, that means, okay, I know they're messing up now, but they fix it. Now I still have 2 more opportunities because they messed up to get the same benefits as opposed to waiting. I don't know, man. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, I'm sure other people will be like, no. But personally, I think that would be kind of a best of both worlds type thing, where the people who want that specific 3 hours still have incentives to play those specific 3 hours.
Right.
Whereas the hardcore people, or even casuals who can't fit into that specific 3 hours, are able to participate as well throughout the rest of the day. So,
yeah, honestly, I mean, people like the 6 hours for a reason. One is the most widespread answer that I've heard is it gives you that window to jump in and out.
Exactly.
Right. But then the other one really is, hey, I'm working through this first part of it, but I'm off the second part, or vice versa. I'm off so I can catch a few hours in the morning and go to work. Whereas cutting it down to 3 hours can just stop people from doing it.
And if they made it so it started at 2 p.m. on Saturday and ended at 2 p.m. on Sunday, then they wouldn't have to keep flitting back and forth between Saturday and Sunday as well. It would be that 24-hour period. So,
and somehow, no matter what day they put it on, it always throws off Tuga's throws. She always has to work somehow, some way, it seems like.
Yep.
Just quit. Just quit your job. Be a bum. Play Pokemon. Start a Twitch channel on it, and then you never have to work again. Trust us. We wouldn't lie to you. Moving on to the next one.
So real quick, speaking of that.
No. I did not miss this at all, Joe. I did not miss.
I'm sure you did.
Derailing my transitions.
Yep. But 99% of the people in the digital media track have a full-time job on top of their
fun fact,
their stuff.
For the first few years of me being the director of the digital media track, I did not have a full-time job. Digital media was not paying a lot, but enough that with the hustle, it worked.
Between that and all your side gigs.
Well, that's the hustle, right? You go drive, live, maneuver, but that you can do when you want to. I got some production gigs. It was the opposite of what usually happens, which is you work and you work and you work, and finally maybe one day your full-time job is digital media. Mine flipped around to where I did digital media, and somehow that got me into full-time jobs when I'd rather be streaming video games every day. But that's neither here nor there. You know what is not here but there? Go Fest Berlin and Go Fest Seattle. So that's I'm not sure. I'm really not sure why we're having Go Fest Seattle. I can see Berlin. Now, we had the global, right? But if you're gonna have a global, why have locals? And I know that when we do have locals, it's more it feels like, at least, it's more in the US than it is anywhere else in the world. So Berlin, there you go. You got yours coming up this weekend, Friday, July 1st. I'm
guessing there's going to be something special, but they haven't really, as far as I know, I haven't seen any announcements for.
They still have Tropius in the artwork, and they still have Scruff Muffin, the flower dog, in the artwork, and Axew. But I imagine he's only going to be local. right?
Yeah, no, this is the same exact artwork. So
Yeah, so
my guess.
more congrats to you, but the Seattle one really threw me off. It's like, why wouldn't you just do a Chicago one if you're going to do one?
So
Why would you do a global if you're going to do some locals? Anyway, carry on, Jeff.
so here's my guess. During the global one, we got, what did you dub it? The space jellyfish.
Yeah.
So we got the space jellyfish, and I'm blanking on its actual name right now, and people are probably screaming at their
His name is
headphones. Yeah.
His name
But so we got that during the global one. There's a total of 4 beasts. Nihilego, that's what it is. Hey, Tugus Rose, you said her name enough and
I
summoned her.
summoned Beetlejuice. Yeah.
So my guess, so Nihilego, the space jellyfish, we got that during the global Go Fest. There are a total of 4 Ultra Beasts. And so there's Go Fest Berlin, Go Fest Seattle, and then there was there is the Go Fest. I think that's in August. The Go Fest in Japan.
Okay.
So we've got 3 other Go Fests. My guess is they're going to release a different Ultra Beast at each one. That's my guess.
But that's if they do that, that's a load of trubbish, man. Because
I don't disagree, but that's
there
my
was
guess.
a global that they released the one in. So why would you release different ones in locals that are very difficult? Because anything that's local, it depends on who you are if it's actually local or not, right? I'm calling it a local because in real life meetup event that has to be ticketed. But I mean, Seattle, it'd be just as much for us to go to Seattle, cost wise and planning wise, as it is to go to Chicago, right? Berlin's out of the question for us. Japan's out of the question for you and I. So I think that's true for most of the world. If you release Ultra Beasts specific to these events, I think your community base is going to be upset, to say the least.
Yeah, I could see. So they said that after each one, depending on if they meet the metrics, which, of course they'll meet the metrics, then a future event will get a bonus. My guess is those future event bonuses are Ultra Beasts as well. So then it'll get a global release afterwards. That's just my guess. I could be wrong, but that's my guess.
So we got some other events coming up. I'm going to take a poll on what's going to happen here. But July's Community Day is coming. Starling, which is all right. It's not the worst coming. Look, you're excited about Zweilous and you forgot.
It's true.
You.
So just think of how much I'm going to forget this one.
So here's another question of the week for everybody. The Pokemon Go anniversary event's coming up, right? Wednesday, July 6th to Tuesday, July 12th for their 6-year anniversary. And they're not really talking about what they're going to do for it yet, at least not in this release. My bet is it just says, get ready to celebrate, according to what I'm reading here, celebrate Pokemon Go during the annual anniversary event on this particular
event. on the page you're on, that's how it says it.
Yeah.
But
so with the facts at hand, sir, the question is, what would you rather have? A Pokemon Go anniversary event or a Pokemon Go podcast anniversary event where we're going to have a lot more fun and not give you anything for free? But that's just like Niantic. They're not going to give you anything for free of value either.
Okay,
our
Linda.
value is in our love. So, and then we've got the question mark events coming for yet to be revealed event that'll come July 27th to August 2nd. That's the Go Fest bonus, I think. Then we got some raids with Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. I'm still triggered on Moltres, man. And it's not even Moltres' fault. No, Zapdos, Big Bird triggers me because my locals wouldn't come help. But Dialga at the end of July. Dialga is going to be pretty boss. Then we've got some X's. We got Mega Charizard X, Y, and then Mega Pidgeot and Mega Gengar. And the rest of this, we got some basic shinies coming through. All right, next headline that you're teasing. I see that. All right, so it's going to talk about the anniversary and battle weekend. Now, before I even read this, Joe, I'm going to go ahead and do like the internet does. I'm going to prejudge it. just without reading anything. The anniversary event is going to give us a whole bunch of effing starters, and we're going to get all of what's the first region? Kanto.
Kanto.
The first. We're going to get all the Kantos around every hour on the hour with a whole bunch of freaking party hats, a whole bunch of not bow ties, and maybe a few flowers thrown in. And then the battle weekend will be just, hey, if you battle, we'll give you Lucha Libre Pikachu again. All right, so that's my pre-bro judging, bro tiers, bad juju. What's the reality?
So, I mean, you're not wrong. So
oh my God, I'm not wrong. I scrolled down. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not totally right. I'm not entirely right, but it's all. Am I wrong here? Is it all starters from the different generations?
It's no, it's not. So it's
Okay.
it's the Gen 1 starters, and then it's the starters from Kalos region. The Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. All the rest.
So I don't memorize all of them, but yeah, so Bumblebee, Litleo, and Pick-a-Peck is not starters.
No.
You said. Okay, so because I kind of recognize Fennekin as a starter, and obviously I know the ones they shove down our throats every time they get a chance. At least Pick-a-Peck of Pickled Peppers doesn't have a party hat, and there's your title for the show: Pick-a-Peck of Pickled Peppers party hat.
Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, how does Woody Woodpecker go to a Toucan Sam? I don't know, but I like it. So here's I'll let you finish, but here's why I'm looking forward to. Gabite is out. You might encounter Gabite, Clauncher, which I always think Clauncher is cool, and Helioptile will all be running around. But go ahead. What else is going on here?
Yeah, and of course, well, I'm kind of surprised that Bulbasaur and Squirtle don't have hats. Charmander's going to have a hat.
That can evolve.
Yes. Yeah, it even shows the Charizard with that.
Even the shiny has
in the
hat
graphic itself, I'm looking to see if there's anything in here that actually says it, but it shows one of the Pan Sage Pan why am I blanking on the
Pan Fried?
Pan Fried, yeah. Well, so they're regional. They're the regional monkeys.
Panseer, Panpour.
Yeah, those ones. Exactly. You're right.
Pancham. No.
So yeah, so there's Pansage, there's Panpour, and there's Panseer.
I got 2 out of 3. Joe didn't get none.
And if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So the one that they're showing a shadow of is the fire one, Panseer. Where is Panseer region? What region
I'm going to say probably in either the southern hemisphere or Africa, being that it's hot. They would have gone with the easy out, which is hot. So let's put fire in the hot area.
Yeah, so they split up the 3 of them into different regions. Panseer. Now I'm going to have to Google it because I can't remember. Because here we've got Panpour is who we've got here. But I can't find a map super fast. But yeah, so that will be Panseer.
At this point, nobody cares anymore, man. You just said Pan
right?
So many times.
Pan.
That's the one you're thinking of. All right, so there's new. Oh my God.
All right.
Tug is killing me with this crap. You really are. The birthday cake outfits for avatars. This is why there's war in the world. I'm just saying.
This is why there's war in the world.
This is why.
All right, so you can find Panseer in Africa, Europe. So it's all latitude, longitude. In the Middle East as well.
Where it's what, Joe? Where it's
hot.
what? Where it's hot.
Where you think of it being hot, but where I think of it being hot is the equator. So
where I think of it being hot is my freaking backyard, man. It's been 103 degrees here in the last week.
Oh man. But yeah, the cake hats, the cake costumes, the cake. I better be careful how I say that.
Yeah, I was not even going to make a joke. Like, we're just going to move on. Hey, Battle Weekend's this weekend. Did you know that?
Battle Weekend is this weekend. You're right. So July 9th, so not this weekend, but next. So Saturday, July 9th into Sunday, July 10th, there will be a battle event where Team Go rocket balloons will appear every 3 hours. You can battle up to 20 times in the Go Battle League, and you can get a bunch of extra Stardust, and you can also use TMs, charged TMs, to make it so your shadow Pokemon forget frustration. So,
this is this is for Kittens and Knives. Colin, and Kittens and Knives is actively working on trying to do some segments for PvP for us for this show. There were some tech issues, as there always is when you start out, and I'm sure life issues and other things. But this is a question for Kittens and Knives that they're more than welcome to answer in Discord, and we'll read it out. Or if you get a thing recorded and send in, we'll do that as well. Of course, SpeakPipe works until you figure out your recording stuff. SpeakPipe works well too. Forgetting frustration, is that as big of a deal as it sounds like it is in PvP?
Yes,
because if I'm not mistaken, the shadows are stronger.
Yeah, so
some kind of boost.
It depends on the Pokemon, but in general, yes, there are some Pokemon where frustration is actually really good on them. But in general, yes, you want to get rid of frustration so that you can get a move that has stab, which again is same type attack bonus. So basically, you want either something that has stab or something that is a good pick in the meta. But yeah. So because right now, outside of events, you can't change the moves on a shadow Pokemon. They will know frustration, period. And so during events such as this one is when you can use a TM to get rid of that. And then,
so does that mean like the really belated birthday dinner you're gonna take your wife to is removing her frustration off your shadow wife?
Something like that. We're going to Shogun.
Cool.
So I mean, when they do the little flame volcano with the onion, she's gonna shove my face in. How dare you take me out a day late?
I did not see that. Just wham right in the onion. There you go, Joe. How dare you? I do love a good onion volcano and train. So much fun.
Yeah, but so during this as well, when you face off against Giovanni, you can get Shadow Latios. So,
Adios. And then the other shadows are going to be Geodude, Shinx, Purloin, and more with a question mark.
Yes.
So, lots of interesting stuff there. I love it as much as I hate how close I was to being right on my predictions without even trying. It's just...
But it's not a flower crown. What's your opinion? We're looking for a new costume for you to hate on. So, what about the cake costume Pikachu?
Hate it. Yeah, no, I hate it. I tried to. I do love a good birthday cake. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think cake makes for a good costume, no matter how you play it out. Yes, spicy hunters.
I mean,
it's not cool. But
Marilyn Monroe begs different.
Honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and say, because of this game now and how much they've shoved it down our throats, I think I actually hate Pikachu. I think the love butterfly has turned into a hate worm, and yeah, man, it's like almost anything with Pikachu now. I'm like, get off my screen. And keep in mind, I like Nickelback, but I understand why the world hated them, because Pikachu is the freaking Nickelback of this game. Every 3 seconds, you see one of these dudes in our faces, and it's killing me. But you know what? I do love Legends of Lima, because there's not a single Stinkachu on this graphic that I'm looking at right here.
Well, and what seems really weird to me is that they don't have Bulbasaur and Squirtle with the party hats, because I just checked. I have a Bulbasaur and a Squirtle with a party hat. So why in this event, when they're celebrating and they're putting Charmander in a party hat, why aren't they in party hats? It seems weird.
Yeah.
And you've offended Splatoon Noob. Splatoon Noob says costume Pokemon are the best part of Pokemon.
And I gave Splatoon my very own Pikachu right back in the chat there. So yeah, no. And you know what? There's people who love to eat olives. I do not wish to eat olives. You can like your little Pikachu all you want. Every time I see him in this game, I just want to throttle somebody. And I forgot to send you a video, Joe. I was going to send you a photo on TikTok of he's like, Pikachu, you're my best friend. It's like, my name is Rob. There's like 1,000 Pikachus in the world. We have names, man. Come on. It's hilarious. All right. So this 2022 content update graphic by Legends of Lima that Ibbot would absolutely love because it's very beautiful.
Yeah, but this is mostly the content we already talked about. We didn't really go in depth on the community day, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. But yeah, the different events are coming up with a special event featuring Pokemon debuting and new adventures at the end of July. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna fault them for trying and doing all this stuff, but it only takes the most minimal of efforts to put a party hat Ditto. Do I want a party hat Ditto? No, but it ain't Pikachu and it ain't Eevee. So, I mean, dude, have Ditto turn into a birthday cake. That I would capture. That I would be down with. So, you know what? Let's just shift gears a little bit. You mentioned it just a second ago. Community Day, Starly. And I'm glad you're back. I don't get to be this angry with Ibbot. It scares him. He crawls under his desk and cries. So I appreciate, Joe, that you come to take the beating here. That is Pokemon GO Podcast. You did a meh when I said Starly's going to be next Community Day.
Splatoon Noob did a meh too. He just said Community Day Starly is so bad.
Why? Why is it bad? I'm curious. Why is it so bad?
It's Starly. So
it's not Pikachu.
You're not wrong. But no, the move, yeah. Splatoon Noob hit it right on the head. The move is awful. So
I'm pretty sure that's just Rob Roberts. So, love you, man.
Yeah, so Staraptor will learn the fast attack Gust. Cool.
Only has a 16 power.
Gust.
In trainer battles and 25 power in raids.
It just seems super weird because Gust, when I think of Gust personally, Gust is the move that your Pidgey comes with. It's the basic of basic flying type moves. And yeah. So Splatoon Noob is saying that Staraptor needs a good charge move, not a fast move. And so
gotcha.
Splatoon Noob is not down with this. The bonus,
I'm not down with the new stickers. Why are we putting dates on them now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah.
I don't care about stickers in general. But then
Staravia in raids.
In braids?
Right. Yes, Joe. I'm gonna sit and do your hair and put a Staravia in it. Yes, and braids.
Got it. No, that's what they're starting to do this a bit more. They did it with this last one as well, where they put the middle evolution in raids as well. What I really don't like here is it specifically mentions remote raid passes cannot be used.
Yep.
Period.
And all bold. So guess what? I ain't raiding Jack because that's not how I roll.
Yeah, it's Niantic. Niantic.
And you know what? They're doing the good, but then they're adding bad on it, right? So the good is, hey, after the 3-hour community day ends, trainers will be able to challenge unique 4-star raid battles, blah, 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 blah. which will cause more Starlies to appear around the gym that hosted the raid for 30 minutes. I talked with Ibit last week. I think everybody kind of agreed in the chat. That's a good incentive to positively get us out to go play, right? That's a positive. Hey, you're not taking anything away. You're not taking away all the stuff you've done before. You're saying if you go out and do this, you'll actually get more stuff, more Starly, more whatever the community day is. But then they went meh, meh, and threw this no raid passes on. If I told you, Joe, hey, Joe, I'm going to give you a 20% raise at your job. However, your job is going to be over in 3 months. You just went from, hey, man, I will, yeah, you want me to show up in the office? Yeah. 20% raise is significant, no matter what money you're making. And then you're going to tell me my job's over. That's what they did here.
Yeah, they're messing up left and right. They have, however, stated, and I think you guys probably talked about it last week, that they're not planning on getting rid of remote raid passes, but clearly they're trying to make it so that in situations you can't use it in and whatnot. What they really need to do, and I don't think we talked about this. We had it as a source a while back, but I don't think we actually got to it. What they need to do is they need to start giving back. Stop taking stuff away. Give back features that they took away. There are people playing the game that started during the pandemic that have no idea what EX raids are.
Yes.
It's been years since they got rid of that. Even though a bunch of gyms still have that little blurb on it. EX raid. That's stating that's a gym that has those eligible. So EX raids, those would be nice. Remember when we used to get legendaries in our weekly research boxes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who cares about Lickitung? Give us legendaries in our raid boxes, in our research boxes again. Like, give some of this stuff back that went away during the pandemic. They're all about they keep saying, "Oh, we want to get back to well, I don't know if they're actually saying it, but their actions are saying it, that they want to get back to how the game was before the pandemic." Well, then give us the stuff that was nice. All you're doing is taking stuff away. You're not giving stuff back that got taken away because of the pandemic either.
Oh, I got us something, buddy. I can't do it, but I got us something though. Okay.
And while they're on that, make it so that EX raids can be, now that they've got remote raids in the game, make it so you can attend the EX raid regardless of where you're at.
Yeah. I think this sums it up. Hopefully this is clean. It should be, but I didn't get to listen to it before I downloaded it. But this sums up our thoughts.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't know why it lagged it in.
No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it. I'll need to clean that up, but that worked. So, all right. Well, you know what? I've got the explanation of why they're shutting down raid passes. Because apparently that 8% of staff was entirely the remote raid pass department that they just fired. So, as everybody's doing, it's a tough world, and even in a good world, and that's when financially, economically, things are growing and booming, and plenty of bounds, right? And if you're in an area that never happens, by all means, I understand. But I'm talking about in the places that does, even in that kind of world, companies will grow or go in a different direction, or things just change, and they have to downsize or right size or streamline or whatever they want to say. This is not that world. Post-COVID is still really, really, really rough on all businesses, on supply chains, on all kinds of stuff. I'm not excusing this. I'm just saying it's not a shock to me that the headline reads, and John will let you take it after this. Pokemon GO creator Niantic cancels 4 projects and cuts 8% of staff, which is about 85 to 90 jobs.
Yeah. And so the 4 projects, and this isn't stuff that they've already canceled. So this isn't talking about Harry Potter Wizards Unite. This isn't talking about the Catan game that they shelved. This isn't talking about the Pikmin game. None of that. This is new stuff that hasn't even come out yet that they're shelving already. So Heavy Metal, they're shelving.
I was excited about. That's a Transformers game.
Yeah, so Heavy Metal, a Transformers game that Niantic announced. Hamlet, which is a collaboration with Punch Drunk, which is a theater company, and the theater company was behind the popular interactive play Sleep No More. And then the other two projects, which we don't have a lot of information on, were called Blue Sky and Snowball. So they've canceled all four of those projects. They're firing 85 to 90 people. This article goes on to talk about how they haven't been able to replicate the success of Pokemon Go, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a reason for that. Number one, Pokemon, I don't care. So the games that shut down, Harry Potter, it has a big IP. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not as big as Pokemon.
Correct. It didn't have that 20 plus years.
Exactly.
Behind it.
Catan, definitely not. Like, I love the board game. Definitely not as big as Pokemon. Pikmin, again, not as big as Pokemon. There's a reason Pokemon Go is still working, and it's not because of Niantic. Not really. It's because Pokemon is a huge intellectual property. Huge.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because we do a show about it, and that just keeps people entertained.
It's all on us. And then not only is it a huge IP, but it is uniquely suited to a real world game. Because the whole premise of Pokemon, of the world of Pokemon, is to go out and catch Pokemon. I think Niantic has butchered the IP that they've been given. I like the game. It is a fun game. But I think the potential, they did not even come close to living up to the potential. And the only reason that it's still around is because the IP itself is huge. And a lot of people love it.
And for people going, in the article itself, it talks about how the Pokemon game is estimated to bring in the billions a year with a B. And you go, man, if they're making so much money, how can they lay off their staff? And it didn't say specifically from this game they laid them off, just in general. That's because this game is probably powering and funding all these other failed projects. Because it takes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to launch a game of these magnitudes that they keep pushing out, to get the licensing IP, to get the staff, to the tech, all that stuff, and then to do the launch of server space. It's a lot of money that goes into it, and to not have them, it's unclear whether or not they broke even on any of those projects. But if you canceled Catan and some other stuff you talked about, and now you're canceling 4 other projects, let's just say each one of those projects is a couple million a piece. That's a lot of money that you're taking out of that $1 billion income. And that $1 billion income is not profit. Not that we know of. So we do not know what it costs to actually run Pokemon Go by itself, much less all this.
Well, because they've got roughly 1,000 employees. So
and we know they bought a bunch of companies that do AR research and AR stuff. That takes money too.
Yeah.
So
well, and like we've said over and over and over, at the end of the day, they're not really a game company. They are an AR company. And they haven't canceled all of their projects. What were you going to say? I'll talk about at least one of the other projects that they're still.
No, finish what you guys say.
So they on Tuesday, Niantic announced that they are partnering with the NBA for a game called NBA All World, and I'm just going to read the little blurb of what they've stated. Apparently, in this game, players can find, challenge, and compete against today's NBA ballers in their neighborhoods. To me, that sounds dumb. Maybe there's people that love NBA and would find that fun. That sounds dumb to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to do what everything else does. It's just going to go good for a little while, then not,
Yeah.
What I was going to say is this news is great for people who really want to pressure Niantic to focus on Pokemon and make it more of a game and less of a research project. Because as we're seeing this thing where they're having the streamline, and by no means do I think they're hurting, but that means they're relying very heavily on this IP, which means the louder we get and the less we want to spend money in that game, the more it will kind of bring more attention to what we're doing. I'm not promising you it'll work, but when you don't have 5 properties, when you get down to 3 properties or 2 properties, each one that lasts is more important.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, technically, they've still got Ingress that was their flagship originally. It is the old dog that's still trying to learn new tricks or just kind of there. But yeah.
And Tugas had a really good point here as we're transitioning out. As someone who is a huge Harry Potter fan and played Wizards Unite, I stopped playing because it was so repetitive. They tried to put a story in it, but it never went anywhere. At least Pokemon Go has different events, new goals, and new Pokemon to collect. And to that point, Pokemon never had a story. Not really. The story
not
was
Pokemon Go anyway.
gotta catch them all. Right? That's really what everybody remembers. Now, those of you who are true fans of the IP will be like, no, I saw this story and that story. That you're right. But the general heart of the show, the anime, the game, the movies is catching more and more and more Pokemon. That way you don't have to have some kind of hook to keep you going. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter's only catching all the butt whoopings that he got from everybody because he was a horrible magician. Oh, I'm sorry, Tugas. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. Hey, guess what is good news, though? Guess what is good news? We got 2 new patrons. Woo!
Boop, 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 boop.
Pedro Tura and Mark. I probably said that backwards. Marcos Bustamante. Thank you both very much. And they are the shout out to Brazil. Both of them, at least according to the currency translation, are supporting us with the Brazilian currency. Real? Is that what it is? Okay. So thank you both for stepping up and joining. I'll be honest. I'm just always excited that people join the community. I didn't see what level it was. I don't know if it's a filthy casual or if it's the other one that we don't speak about. But thank you. We love you. Hopefully you get in the Discord just fine, and we look forward to interacting with you there. Joe, we're going to do this backwards because I did not go check for any speak pipes. I'm going to go check while you do this.
Hey there, this is Cheeky Nashville, and I got a question for Joe. What time is it, brother?
It is time for random trivia. I'm Cheeky Nashville, and I'm from Nashville. Oh, cheeky. And this week I'm going to talk about Wimpod, the Turntail Pokemon, which is Charles's favorite new Magikarp. It is a bug.
I mean, it is.
It is a bug water type. That came out in Generation 7. So Pokemon Sun and Moon. Its Pokedex entry, it says, this Pokemon is a coward. As it desperately dashes off, the flailing of its many legs leaves a sparkling clean path in its wake. So it sounds like I just need to put it on the floor in my house and just chase it all around the house so we can clean the floor. But no, yeah, its ability in the main series game is called Wimp Out. So yeah. So Wimpod evolves into Golisopod, the hard scale Pokemon. And Golisopod, assuming I'm saying that right, its Pokedex entry says it battles skillfully with its 6 arms, but spends most of its time peacefully meditating in caves deep beneath the sea. So, like, it really is similar to Magikarp in that it sucks until you evolve it, and then it's a kind of beastly. So, because Magikarp evolves into Gyarados, who is pretty nice. So Wimpod is basically similar to an Isopod, which is a crustacean. Yeah, it's a little shellfish. And its name is a combination of Wimp and the pod from Isopod. What?
Like we couldn't get. I mean, you didn't really have to break the name down. I mean, this is pretty much in the name.
Yeah.
What it is.
And then the Golisopod is based off of a giant isopod, which again is just a crustacean, and its name comes from Goliath, an isopod. So, and yeah, it actually I kind of like Golisopod. It looked kind of neat. I wouldn't want to meet it in a dark alley.
What Pokemon do you want to meet in a dark alley?
Jigglypuff, obviously.
Weirdo. Holy cow. All right.
Nah, I need a Jigglypuff, not alarm clock. I guess it would be the opposite of an alarm clock. You tell it to sing its lullaby and put you to sleep at bed.
Yeah. That'd be the white noise machine.
The chloroform puff. Tugus Rose wants to meet a Pikachu in a dark alley.
She's also a little bit of a weirdo. But you know what's not weird? Emailing this show at PokemonGoPodcast.com or PokemonGoPodcast.com. On the right-hand side of the screen, there's a SpeakPipe tab. And you can do like Phil did and leave us a SpeakPipe. But it's Phil. I'm not playing it. So there's that. You can do that there. Reddit is r/Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. Twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast is where you can join us every Thursday night. I'm going to tell you who's with us tonight. But I do want to remind everybody, youtube.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. There's a theme going on here. And tiktok.com/@Pokemon Go Podcast. And those videos that go up are done by Civilian on Base. And I appreciate every time that he does a video for us. And because I definitely don't have the time and talent that he has. So I appreciate anything that is done there. And on Twitch, you can join some awesome people like 420 F1TC00L, another TV viewer, Anito.
All
How
those
many
bots.
do we get?
So that list is
Holy
huge, but if you look at the number, it says 3 people are here.
You know, Asuka Masika, Lizzie Beth. Now that Lizzie Beth is a great name for a bot. That's a Lori Pub, Lurks, Rogue Girl. That's a great name for a bot. Love it. Civilian on Base, Squitchy Twitchy, my favorite of all bots, and Tugus Rose 27, which is not a bot. I'll tell you, Tugus Rose is AI because somebody programmed them to call in on a 300 show, and it's a cool AI. They responded really well. Not a bot, just a little bit better.
Yeah,
So.
Tugus Rose is a weird Tigger.
That she is. Joe, where can they find you on the web?
You can find me on twitter.com/Joseph_Ard. How about you?
We are 1EMS on all social media. Then, of course, you can search Charles McFall or Rock Out of Podcasting and find the rest. And you'll find me in person at DragonCon. And actually, I've got another conference coming up, but it's not a geek conference. I'm going to be speaking at an EMS educational conference coming up in August. I'm going to get to do that, so that'll be fun. So if you're in Atlanta and you're in the EMS world, you can come see me at Atlanta Fire on August 17th at the Educator Symposium. I'll be there. So there's that. Tune in next week to hear Joe say,
Wimpod! Come clean my floors.
No, sir, I don't like it.